say.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. We are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to yet another exciting episode of Tyron's Garage. I'm in my vibes, and we're going to be having ourselves an incredible episode today. I'm going to be sharing with you some incredible stuff in an effort to do myself a great service. You see, I'm currently at the portion of the process of writing in which I'm fortunate enough to present all of my research and groundbreaking discoveries as fact, irrefutable fact. And basically it's the opportunity in an academic journal where the author gets to basically state and explain and elaborate on the points that have been brought up to substantiate and validate the claim. And this is very big for me because I get to do all of this and then elaborate and go in depth on the implications of what our groundbreaking discoveries are doing to various aspects of life. And we're going to be getting into that a little bit today. But before I continue, I just want to say that I'm in a significant plug. I currently have a wine glass beside me filled with Jack Black's Butcher's Block Pale Ale. And then on my right, I have a bottle of Merlot. It's Niederberg Alderroot Edelroot? Anyway, Niederberg wine. It's a Cabernet Sauvignon, a Merlot. And yes, we do have a bunch. I have so many bottles of this gorgeous pale ale sitting right beside me, and it's a result of playing Skyrim and Stardew Valley and all sorts of stuff like that. That I'm really going on kind of a little bit of an explorative discovery into the world of fine wine and dining. In addition to fine smoking as well, you see, I've recently purchased some Virginia Cult tobacco with some Oriental tobacco in there as well, and I've been smoking indoor quality Kush, which is just the frostiest bud you have ever seen. My goodness. As someone who likes a good indica and a good sativa, let me just say I love when my bud is frosty. Frosty the Snowman. This particular episode of Tyron's Garage is brought to you by Frosties. They're copyrighted. Anyway. I'm having an incredible time, you guys. I just want to say the energy on this episode is always quite sublime. And that's in most part because of you guys listening out there. You bring such a lot of good, positive energy and vibes and thoughts to this podcast. And I just want to say to all of you guys listening, thank you. Like, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified when I post a new one. And comment. Please comment. And who knows, if you're involved in metaphysics or just feel like you have something to say, I might just have you on the show one day. So be bold and don't just have a good day. Have an immaculately splendid day. All right. I must say, as I'm not much of a beer drinker myself, I'm partial to whiskey. I like Jameson, Scotch, and okay. So when it comes to American bourbon, I like my Buffalo Trace, Tennessee whiskey. When it comes to Scotch or Irish whiskey, I like my Jameson or my Glengrant, aged 10 year. However, I am being a bit more adventurous with my tasting, and I found this Jack Black beer. It's a craft beer. I bought it because the bottle is pretty. Oh my god, it's such a pretty looking bottle, and I thought, you know what, if anything, I'll just get it and I'll put it on a shelf or something and it'll look cool. But then I opened one up, had a sip, and my god, pale ale is rather delightful. It's quite stout, but very subtle and crisp, and the flavors are very delicate, and there's almost a creamy quality to it, but it's very, very gentle and subtle. It's almost it's. I hate to say this, for want of a better word, there is a certain smoothness to this beverage, and I'm rather enjoying it. Who knows, if this podcast goes on for long enough, we might crack open the wine, but for now, let's get into what we got here to do then, shall we? Yes. Alright, so for those of you who don't know or have not been paying attention, Jarrell Seeker, the owner of Dupe's Closet, has decided to collaborate with me, the owner of Universal U, in writing a wonderful book with the working title Project Alpha. And this is an academic journal that I am writing as a metaphysical practitioner, a professional metaphysical practitioner, as someone who is a mental health professional, someone who is an expert in the field of specialized metaphysical counseling and mind treatment. I'm writing this book in collaboration with Jarrell, who is a shaman, a way shower, and someone who, like myself, is very, very interested in the insight to be gleaned from meditation and psychoactive states of consciousness. And yeah, he's a beautiful artist, and together we're writing this incredible book, which is coming to its end, at least in terms of the writing phase. I'm going to be editing for a while, and then, cover art and publishing. And yes, I am so excited to get this out into the world, because it is very impactful. It is clear, it is relevant, it is impactful, and most importantly, what I'm writing here is practical. You can take what you learn from this book and you can apply it in your life to improve your life, and that is just so valuable. Oh my god, let me not spill on myself. Delightful. Right, let's continue then, shall we? So, never do that. Never do what I just did there. Never start a sentence with so. Because it immediately just makes people stop paying attention. Anyway, let's begin. The claim for this academic journal, the claim we are making, the statement that we are using our significant personal and cosmic mystical experiences to substantiate and validate, in addition to the use of a myriad of case studies, field tests, and academic research in numerous fields, is this. This is the claim. This is what we are providing supporting information for, to back up, to instill into the psyche of the collective that what we are saying here is true, and it has relevance. It has an application and implications within our lives and society as a whole. Alright, here it is. Altered states of consciousness induced by psychoactive substances can sublimate trauma, which is conducive to mental health and thus the experience of prosperity in life. Now, I do believe I may have covered this in previous episodes, but I'm more than happy to reiterate what I'm saying here. Altered states of consciousness induced by psychoactive substances can sublimate trauma, which is conducive to mental health and thus the experience of prosperity in life. That is the claim. We have so many specific points that serve to convey and illustrate and substantiate this particular claim. Let's continue further then, shall we? Alright. The winding branches of Yggdrasil, the world tree, weave the fabric of being. A vibrant tapestry that connects us all. An absolute sign that all beings are individualized manifestations of universal consciousness, experiencing itself. The unified synergy of the divine feminine, divine masculine, and most importantly, the divine child. The point that I bring up should be considered individual threads that, when woven, create a unique arcane robe. When worn, its power makes one introspect and transform, changing reality and bringing about the penultimate fruition of one's deepest dreams, desires, and ambitions in an instant. I use the C method: state, explain, elaborate in relation to the claim. Altered states of consciousness induced by psychoactive substances can sublimate trauma, which is conducive to mental health and thus the experience of prosperity in life. State, explain, elaborate. That is the methodology that I'm going to be employing to give a clear, relevant, impactful, and practical outline of the conclusion of this particular body of work. And we are going to be doing that right. I'm going to be going over that a little bit now. All right, let's go over what the methodology is. All right, state, explain, elaborate. State, this is true. Explain, this is true because. And elaborate, these are the implications. Now, for the statements, we're going to be using the review of literature portion of this particular body of work. The academic works and citations in that particular section are ample and plenty, and there is more than enough evidence to substantiate our claim. All right. Explain, this is true because. All right, now we're going to be we'll be drawing a lot of insight for this particular aspect from the discussion portion of Project Alpha. And then what I find particularly interesting is the elaborate part. These are the implications. Now this is going to require a lot of rumination, a lot of introspection, a lot of observation and empiricism, and it's going to be quite the philosophical endeavor. Speaking of which, we are going to consider the implications to life, humanity, the Starseed Collective, the metaphysical community, philosophy, psychology, physiology, the realm of the occult, quantum physics, and academia as a whole. I want to say that in all of this, the implications to life and humanity present themselves as imperative. Alright, so now you understand the C method, and now you know the claim. What are the points that we are going to be using to substantiate this research? And I must tell you, I go into such depth with these points, even though I must say they are presented in a very clear and easy to understand manner. The sheer broadness or specificity, the depth and the degree to which I provide these substantial bits of information is rather magnificent. And I know that's tooting my own horn, and I do say so myself. Alright, let's continue. Alright, I'm going to read the claim once more. So, these are the points we're using to substantiate the claim that altered states of consciousness induced by psychoactive substances can sublimate trauma, which is conducive to mental health, and thus the experience of prosperity in life. Alright. To begin with, self-care. Then, moderation, journaling, sublimation, multidimensional reality and eternity, shamanism, mysticism, mindfulness, prosperity, intuitive extrasensory perception. This is a positive mental attitude. Sacred geometry with relation to THC, LSD, and psilocybin. Hormone receptors and the endocrine system. Homeostasis, brain wave frequency, and 60 beats per minute music. Case studies and relevant field tests. Integrative medicine and genomics. Setting. This is a positive mental atmosphere. Alright, you guys, those are the points. And I must tell you, the amount of books and podcasts and videos and interviews that I've just gathered that are so pertinent to this work is mind-blowing. You know, when I was first commissioned to write this book, I thought it would be a bit difficult to prove our claim. But it took a few moments of research into personal transformative experiences, as well as the academic community, particularly in Switzerland, to find out that this information, this question, this answer is something that the world sorely needs at the moment, and has done for quite some time. And it's truly a pleasure to be part of a work that is providing the answer to a question that's been asked for a very, very long time, and that's rather magnificent. And this is not something I've done alone. It's definitely something I've done in collaboration and co-creation with Tyron and Nikki and many, many beautiful other people who have contributed to this work in their own special ways. And please read this, because I can guarantee that it is life-changing. The information, as I said, is very clear to understand. It's relatable. You'll find something in this book that is just resonant. That just resonates with you personally. It's impactful. My God, is it impactful? You'll be like, whoa. And then it's practical. So it'll just be like, wow, this is incredible, it changed my life, and also I can continue to use this information to change my life. Isn't that magnificent? I think so too. Alright, you guys, I really needed to do that. I really needed to sit down and get that part of the conclusion of my chest, because it's just an outlier of that particular body of work. That particular portion of this body of work. And it's a guideline. Once you understand the C method, the claim, and the various points we're using to substantiate that claim, then we can have fun with it. Because now I'm just going to go over each and every single one of those points, and we're going to state why it's true in relation to the claim. First we're going to state that it's true in relation to the claim, then we're going to explain why it's true in relation to the claim, and then we're going to elaborate further on the implications of the point to the claim and life, society, humanity, and various other aspects of the metaphysical community and academia as a whole. So yes, there are quite a lot of implications to be gleaned from this particular avenue of study. And once they're understood and ingrained into the collective consciousness and public psyche, we're going to be seeing an awareness that is accepting of one's identity as a individualized universal expression of cosmic consciousness, in addition to the acceptance of an understanding that reality is inherently multidimensional. And once this is fully accepted into the collective consciousness, one can only begin to imagine the world we would be living in at that point. And a big part of this methodology is to put myself in a position where I have to consider what the world would be like if we are all just waked up to the fact that we are the gods and we are creating this reality. And once you know that, then all that remains is to love yourself, and in so doing, love those around you. Magnificent. Alright, you guys, we are enjoying a wonderful episode. If you're just tuning in, what the hell are you doing just tuning in the middle of a YouTube video? Don't these things usually just start at the beginning? That's strange. Anyway, I'm about to toke up. I just took a giant swig of pale ale. I've got myself half a chocolate chip cookie. I ate the other half on the way to the studio, but that's alright. I'm going to take a little nibble, and then we're going to roll up on some delicious marijuana. Alright, so I was with some friends, Shakes and Liama, and we went. My friend, a good friend of mine, a big part of why I have so much alcohol is because I am kind of giving my friend a farewell. A friend of mine's moving out, and we went to the store to get some paint and sandpaper and what have you, because we, just cleaning up some furniture and what have you. And there's a mug and bean there, and my friend was just like, I want a cappuccino, and it was so cold, and I'm just like, you know what, fuck yeah, I'll have a cappuccino. And my friend's there, and I'm like, do you want anything? And he's like, yeah, I'm okay, I'll have something. And I'm like, okay, cool, do you want hot chocolate or like coffee? And he's like, no, I have the munchies. And I'm like, okay, cool, I'll get you a chocolate chip cookie. So I hooked him up with the chocolate chip cookie, and yeah, I got myself one as well. And I got myself a dirty, what was it called? A serious dirty chai. A serious dirty chai. I made them, it's basically so serious is like, they have like a short glass, an easy mug, and a serious mug. So it's basically small, medium, and large. So I was like, I'll get the large, which is serious. And the drink is a dirty chai cappuccino. So I had the barista say, serious dirty chai? Serious dirty chai? I was just there like, yep, that's me. I'll have the serious dirty chai, please. Anyway. Oh my god, this is such a fucking good cookie, my goodness. I think I'm subconsciously treating myself by having taken the effort to document this information for myself, if anything. If you're listening, I hope you managed to glean some sort of education or entertainment from this particular episode. South Africa is currently experiencing load shedding, which means the power is off. And I've decided to record this episode as a means for me to have a little bit of fun with my work, you know. I could easily sit and type this out for the book, but having defined these parameters, I feel, going into writing the rest of this particular chapter, I'm definitely in a position where I'm able to more clearly communicate this information, knowing that it's in a position to be more clearly understood. I hope what I just said made sense. Oh, chocolate chip cookie. Oh my. My goodness. I'm so sorry, you guys. You're just gonna have to listen to me enjoying this chocolate chip cookie. Oh my god. Oh my. Okay. Well. Nom nom. Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. Oh, all right. Oh, that's so good. All right, you guys, I'm gonna roll up. We got ourselves a blend of some premium Virginia and Oriental tobacco, and high quality A-grained primo bomb ass good kush. I don't even know what the strain is. It's a bag of strains from various dispensaries, and it's like 3 different types. And I don't even know. Like, I bought another bag of weed, like your regular ass OG. It's still good. You know, it's I'm gonna smoke it, I'm gonna have fun with it. I'm gonna be writing and editing and filming later today. And I'll be smoking this OG, having a little bit of some of the craft service, doing a bit of directing. And it's gonna be a fun time on set tonight. And then I'm gonna wind down with some wine, maybe whiskey, see how I feel. And yeah, write the rest of this chapter. But for now, I'm in the company of some beautiful ears, and I want to smoke. I want to smoke right now. Also, I have a beautiful announcement, you guys. Oh my god, you guys. I have such a beautiful announcement to make you guys. Whoa. Alright. let's get serious for a minute now. COVID-19 it's officially winding down a little bit here in South Africa. They've passed the law saying that masks are no longer mandatory. I went into the grocery store with my friend Liam the other day, and it was incredible. We were so scared to walk in there without our masks on, but we were reassured by the people who saw the news and were walking around without their masks. And my God, can I just say how beautiful it is to see everybody's amazing, smiling faces again. Jeez, Lou, frickin' wings. My God, my God. People are so beautiful. I was in the mall and I noticed people are staring at my face. Listen, let me not get into that. But people are staring into my face. And I was staring at people's faces. And like the cashier is busy helping me with like the groceries and stuff. And I'm just staring at her. It's just like, cash your credit. And I'm just like, listen, you are a very attractive person. I just want to say that. And I've never really looked at... I just, yeah. It's so upsetting how normal it became. And now it's okay. Now we're good. And that's awesome. Alright, you guys, I've got a bunch of weed and a grinder. I'm gonna save you guys the rolling process and just stop the recording now and resume it once I've rolled the joint. Because you understand. Gonna be right back in a minute, yo. And we are back, and I just thought that I should let you know that I'm in my vibes. That's right, I have a giant mound of ground up weed and premium tobacco in front of me. We have some OCB rolling paper. I've already done up the filter, so we're just gonna go right ahead and roll. We're gonna go right ahead and roll. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go right ahead and roll this blunt, and then we're gonna smoke up, and it's gonna be a damn good time. It's gonna be a damn good time. Oh yeah. The filter is entering the paper. The sticky side is in the appropriate position. I am pinching the filter on the right side and creating a little canoe or hammock for the weed with my left. The paper in perfect position, I pinch a mound of A-grade Kush and premium quality tobacco, and I place it gently within the weed hammock. With my index finger, I proceed to spread the weed evenly across the joint. Realizing that the amount that I pinched is probably sufficient, I decide to move the weed up a bit more because I know that even though this is enough to get me plenty high, I want to roll a giant fat blunt just because I'm on this podcast and I want to sound cool or look cool for the internet. No, that's not true. I'm all about making sincere, honest content made from the heart. And I mean that genuinely. I genuinely do. Alright, you guys, I'm rolling up a blunt here. A fat blunt. This is my specialty blunt, right? This right here, guys. This right here is a gentleman's joint, you see. It's high grade quality marijuana. And it's a blend of Oriental and Virginian tobacco ground up, rolled in OCB paper with a white cub filter, and it's done usually in the style of a cone. And you want to pinch you want to kind of press the tip of the joint inwards with your finger there, and then burn the edges off so the weed's exposed. And that is a gentleman's joint. That is my signature blunt. I roll it for all my friends. and it is such a damn good time. Okay, I'm currently pinching the center of the blunt because this is that sticky icky, and I gotta squish it all up inside there. So I'm pinching and rolling from the center with my left and right thumb and index, and moving gradually outwards, spreading and evening the weed along as I go. And there we go. Now, with that done, I'm readjusting my filter because it got fucked in that process. There we go. Well, it didn't get fucked, it just unraveled. And that's perfectly okay. That does happen. Just tying it back up there. Getting it into the joint. Okay, so what I like to do is, from the filter, I kind of pinch the paper in and over and roll the paper over the filter, and that kind of just guides the rest of the paper over the weed, and I just tuck and roll all the way along the joint to the top until I feel that it is ready for a good old licking and a good old sticking. Okay. Alright, we're getting there, It's quite the precarious process. I have mad respect to people who know how to roll joints. Even someone who is quite skillful at it, like myself, still has admiration for people who know how to do this, because it's a skill. It really is a fine art. Alright, okay, it looks like we have the makings of a blunt here, but we're not finished yet. We must nip the bottom and pack the top, and then we'll be ready to roll. Haha, ready to roll. So the tip of the joint is open substantially enough that I can actually stick my pinky in and pack it, just to give you an idea of how big this blunt is. I can pack it with my pinky, and I got pretty big pinkies, and that sounded weird. Okay, so now classic packing techniques. I use the pinky. Now I'm pinching the top and shaking it, shaking the weed in so it's all nice and tight. And I'm kind of, as I'm doing it, twisting the top. But don't worry, I'm still going to do my signature style. I just want to make sure the weed's properly packed. Okay. Yeah, this filter's being a bit off. Yeah, my filter's being a bit weird, but it looks good. It does look good. Alright, so now I'm just going to pinch the top. Well, not pinch the top. I'm going along the circumference of the tip of the joint, pinching the paper into a concave circle that, once burnt, looks a bit like a don't know what those Jewish hats are, but you get what I'm saying. Oh fuck. It's come undone! Doctor! Emergency! We need to fix this. Alright, the top's come undone. Beep, 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 beep. Doctor, it's an emergency. We need glue, stat. So ordinarily I would just give up and roll a whole new joint, but in this particular case, I think it's only fair that I rescue this joint because of its special birthplace on the show. Beep, beep. I'm mending the joint. Beep, with a bit of glue. Beep, it's only the tip that's torn. Beep, shouldn't affect the smoke too much. Beep. Vital signs. Stabilizing nurse. I need saliva. Beep. 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 God, it is something else rolling a joint and doing a podcast at the same time. My respect for anybody who does that on a regular basis. Alright, you guys, we fixed it. Beep. Vital signs stabilized. Doctor, she's gonna live. We can tell the family. Sir, you're blunt. It's gonna live. We did everything we can. You're free to smoke as you please. Alright, you guys, I finished rolling up this beautiful blunt, and I am finna smoke. I'm gonna go outside, smoke this blunt, drink some more of this beautiful Jack Black beer, have a glass of wine, and continue writing this incredible book, making incredible content for you people, the wonderful, wonderful light beings of the Starseed Collective, you beautiful, beautiful, awesome peeps. Alright. Thank you so much for listening. I will be recording when I get back from the studio. But if you want to tune in to an extra high, extra tipsy episode or version of Tyron's Garage continued right here, right now, then watch this episode on the Patreon boy Universal U. Shout out. Alright, you guys. Love you. Thank you so much. Love yourselves. Bye-bye for now, and I'll see you in the next one.